Hey guys, today we are going to look at how we can set up a GitHub account on Windows machine, which allows you to push commits from your machine to github.com. To do that, we need to install GitHub for Windows. If you don't have it already, you can get the link from the description below and install it. It's just a typical Windows installation. And after that, you can search your start menu for Git Bash prompt. So if you search for Git Bash, you would see this app, and we would open this app. Using this command prompt, we are going to perform some of the steps to create SSH keys and set it in our GitHub account. What we are going to do is we will first check if we already have SSH keys. So it is typically in your home directory with .ssh folder. But if you run this command and it says that no such file or directory, that means there is no such directory named .ssh. That means we do not have any keys on this particular machine. So what we need to do is we would generate SSH key first, and for this we would use this command ssh key and we would specify -d rsa-b 4096, and we need to provide our email address that we use in our GitHub account. So we will provide it with option -c, and this is an email. And just for safety, we would put it in double quotes, and we will hit enter. This will ask us to enter where do we want to store the keys. If you want to change the location, you can change it, or just hit enter if you're okay with this location. So we will just hit enter. Then we can provide a passphrase that just means restricts access if somebody gets your key, and it asks for a passphrase, which is just a safety feature. Or somebody gets access to your key, they wouldn't be able to use it to access your account because it would ask a passphrase first. I would just keep it blank and hit enter. And we would need to enter the passphrase again, so just hit enter. And this is the fingerprint of our key. So it has generated key there in the default directory, and we can check if we have the keys there. So yeah, it shows that we have two files in the .ssh directory under home. Now what we need to do is we would need to start an SSH agent, because we are communicating with Git using SSH, and we are trying to push our commits through SSH protocol. So we would need to have SSH agent running on our system before we can proceed. We would start SSH using this command eval $SSH agent -s, and it would give us the SSH agent ID. That is just a process ID of the SSH agent process. What now we can do is we can add our key, which would be our private key, to this SSH agent. When we communicate with Git, it is going to use that key for authentication. So we can add ssh-add, and we would provide the path to this key. This would be different if you have generated your keys in a different location. And it says that it has identity. So now we are ready with the SSH agent, which could be used for authentication, but we still haven't added our public key to our GitHub account. How would GitHub know whether this is a valid machine? How would GitHub trust this machine? So we need to add our public key in the GitHub account. So we use id_rsa, which is a private key, and that will be added to our SSH agent, and the public key, which ends with .pub, will be added to GitHub account. Just keep this in mind. SSH uses asymmetric encryption. So we would add some title which we can for which machine this key is. So I would just go to my laptop, Asus laptop, and I would paste key. We can copy our public key using command clip and paste it here, and we can add SSH key using the button add SSH key. So we have added this key here, which means now GitHub would be able to verify this machine to test whether we have successfully completed our setup. We can simply SSH to the URL git at github.com. And when you connect it for the first time, it's going to ask you whether you trust the identity of this machine, and you would say yes. And make sure to type YES instead of just Y. And this says that yeah, hi, your username, you have successfully authenticated, but GitHub does not provide shell access. This means that we have successfully authenticated our machine, but shell environment is not provided by the Git. And this message just means that you have successfully added your machine. If you remember, we had to start Ssh Agent and add our identity. So what usually happens is, if you shut down your machine and start it again, it would kill the Ssh Agent process. So whenever you restart your machine, you would have to fire two commands, like starting Ssh Agent and adding Ssh keys to the agent. And let's see how we can automate this process. So whenever you run your Git Bash prompt, it would automatically add your keys to the. So after reboot, if you start Git Bash, it will automatically start SSH agent and add the SSH keys. And for this, we would need to copy some snippet and add it to our .profile or .-rc file in our home directory, which are just files which Bash would load before actually showing you the command prompt. So what we can do is, so you can copy the required snippet from the link in the description, and we would put this content in the .profile files. So we will write nano, which is just an editor, and we would specify the file which we want to create. So if it's not there, it's going to create it, and it would be tilde/.profile, which is just tilde just means home directory. So in our home directory, it would be .profile file, and you can copy this snippet from the URL in the description below and paste it here. So I've just said paste, and now we need to write this file. So we can say Control O, which is just a command for nano editor. And if you have kept your SSH keys in some different location, then you have to modify these two lines. Where there is SSH add command being invoked, you need to provide the path to your SSH keys. In this case, I have it in my home directory under .ssh folder, so I don't have to specify anything. It would by default add keys from that particular location. So we can remove this and we can write the file using Control O. And yeah, we want to write this file in this particular location, so we would say yes. Hit enter. It says that it has for 23 lines. Now we need to get out of this nano editor. So let's press Control X and exit. Now we can verify that we have a profile file and there is this content. Using get command, we can check the content of the file, and yeah, it has written the content. So we can exit it, and now we can start the Git Bash prompt. And if you can see, there is identity added line, which just means that it has run the .profile file, and whatever we have put in the .profile, it has run those. It is now doing it automatically, so we don't have to worry about adding it or starting agent. And we can test our connection to Git. So we would write ssh git at github.com. Yeah, as expected, we have successfully authenticated. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.